everyone, this is just a short video on how I do a color change on a blanket. This is Allie Geiger with Images by Allie. You can look me up on Facebook if you want to check out my page. This image is one that I took earlier this week. I've done a couple edits on the baby's skin, but otherwise all of the colors in the video or on the image are true to the original. So we're just going to do a quick video on how I do the color change because this aqua blue doesn't always work for everyone. So the first thing I'm going to do, I've done my skin edits, I've flattened my image, and I'm just going to click on this little saturation layer. So I'm going to bring that up. And I have to apologize if my voice is kind of quiet. The microphone is a little ways away from me and I can't bring it any closer, so I hope you can hear me. So after I've brought this saturation layer up, I just want to look at the background of my baby, and the color of the background is what will change this master tool. So because it's a blue, I'm just going to click on blue. I could probably use cyans as well, but I'm just going to click on blue because it's what I used when I edited this image last time, and it worked fine. So I'm just going to click on this little eyedropper here, and I just click all over just to gather as much information as possible. And that'll tell the computer what color to change. Alright, so I think I've done that well enough, and all I'm going to do is slide this top hue slider over, and that'll change the background. So what I've done in the past with this particular image is sort of nude, like that. And you can adjust the saturation a little bit. I could raise it a lot, but I'm just going to keep it sort of mid-range, maybe a little more saturated. And you can also change the lightness. I'm just going to keep right in the middle. I think that looks best. So anyway, I'm going to zoom in on baby, and you'll be able to see the little imperfections that we still need to fix. You can see this blue rim around baby, and also wherever there was a little black spot in the blanket is bright green. So we need to fix those little imperfections, and what I do to fix that is I go up to my brush and I right click and choose the color replacement tool, and you'll want the settings to be the same. Mode is color, use this little dropper tool, limits contiguous, tolerance 30%, and that's what works for me. And just make sure you have your background selected and change your brush size to the size that you need. I'm going to first tackle the halo of blue around the baby, and so actually before I choose this color tool, this color replacement tool, I actually should go into my eyedropper and just pick the most neutral background color possible. I don't want to be in this really dark spot, but I also don't want to be in the really light spot, so just sort of choose somewhere sort of in between. And go back into your color replacement tool, and now you should be able to just paint over. Before I do this, actually, I'm just going to back out of that, and I'm actually going to make a brand new layer by hitting Control J on a Microsoft computer or a PC and bring up a background copy. And what I'm going to do is actually bring up a layer mask, and that'll keep me from making mistakes that I can't take off of the baby. So I'm actually going to go back into my color replacement. I'm going to choose my layer. I'm just going to paint that beige color over that blue, just to quickly sort of get rid of it. I'm not doing a perfect job right now because I'm trying to hurry, as I only have a 10-minute window in this recording program, but this will give you the idea. Now see, I got a little bit on baby's cheek, so I'm just going to go into my layer mask, choose black, and I'll have to go into my normal brush tool, and I can just paint that off of baby's cheek. I'm going to go back into my background, into my color replacement tool, and that's just giving you a sort of a faint idea of what I'm doing. And now I'm going to bring the brush really large and just go over all of these green spots in my blanket. What you could do if you want to make it super easy for selecting the baby in your background copy. Oh, my computer's loading. Give it a second here. Right, you could click on your background copy, click on your quick selection tool, and just very quickly select your baby. That would make it a lot easier for you. And if you want to sort of define the edges so that they're really smooth to your baby, you can hit select and refine edge. I usually go into this black and white view. It automatically went into it this time. And bring the radius up. And you can also click Smart Radius, and you can just see that it captures every little bit of the baby. It gets really smart with it, as it says in the title. So you can just hit OK, and that'll just make sure that your baby is not a part of the subject if you just fill it with black. There we go. So I'm just going to hit Control D, get rid of that selection. And now I can paint all over here, and it's not going to affect my baby. I can just get rid of all of that green leftover hue from the blue blanket. My computer is very slow, I have to apologize. My goodness. Slow day today. But as you can see, it's not loaded yet, but there's still a tiny bit of a blue halo, but as this loads, I'm sure that will go away. And if it doesn't precisely go away, you can always repeat the action. It might just be that my mask here doesn't quite cover it, so I'm just going to bring my white in, my regular brush, and let's just see if I can brush off some of that blue. Yeah, that's what was wrong with it. So as I brush it away, it becomes less and less. So anywhere that you see the blue, just brush it away and baby will blend in much more naturally. If you make a mistake, just go over it in white again. I'm obviously hurrying at this, so it's not perfect, I know. But for the most part, our blue background is beige. You might need to just perfect it for a little while, but I think that's a pretty good job. If we zoom in close on these spots, there's just a few that you might want to perfect. I don't know why that little one is blue, but it does take a lot of practice and getting it right. If you get a little bit of the beige color on the baby, that's not a big deal, because often when a baby is lying on a blanket, a little bit of the color is reflected on its skin. Just as long as it's not really obvious, it's okay. It might even make your baby more natural looking in the setting it's in, because a little bit of the beige is reflected on baby's skin here. Oh, I've got my opposite color here. I've got to change back to white. So yeah, that's basically it. I don't know if I'm going to run out of time here right away, but that's my method of changing a background color. I hope you liked it, and again, if you like my work, just go ahead and like my page on Facebook. It's Images by Allie, A-L-L-I-E, and I hope to hear from your comments soon. Thanks, bye.